The next step in our Fiat bumper movie is to create the road that goes along the bottom of the document. I'm going to start with a new document, and I'm going to make it 24 inches by 3 inches and the resolution 72. And I'll hit create. Now I want the road to be black, and I'm going to use my brush. So if I would hit D on the keyboard, it will put default black and white on my toolbar. The other option would be to go to your swatch window and choose black from there. I want it to have a bit of a texture, so when I go to B to get my brush, I'm going to change the brush mode at the top of the app to dissolve. And I think I'll make the opacity 50%. I'm opening up the work area because I want to drag a straight line with the pigment across my document. And if I start outside the document and hold the shift, I can now drag across and it'll give me a straight line from one end to the other. I'll add a few more at the bottom, and then I'll add some at the top, holding the shift and dragging through. And then I'll change my opacity to about 20%. Holding the shift, I'll go right through the center. And that should be enough for a kind of black top road. Now I need to make the white lines on the road. So I'm going to the layer window and I'm going to add a new layer. Hitting M on the keyboard, I want to make sure that I've got the rectangle marquee. Now I'll just draw the shape I want for a white line. I'm going to fill that with white. I'm going to click on my paint bucket tool, put the white swatch on top, and click inside the selection. With it still selected, I'll hold down the option, and with my move tool now I can drag copies, and each copy will remain on the original layer. Now I'm going to save it as a JPEG. I'll go to the upper right hand corner of the layer window, clicking on the horizontal white lines, and I'll choose Flatten Image. I'm going to save it as a JPEG in the folder with my project content. File Save As, and I'll go to my folder, name it Road, and at the format choose that as JPEG, and save. Now that I have the road done, I'm ready to make the clouds. So with the clouds, we're going to make a new document, File, New, and this is going to be 24 by 2 inches and 72 dpi. I'll choose Create, and because I want white clouds, I need a background of black so that I can see the white instead of this default white layer. I'll put the black on top. Getting the paint bucket by hitting G, I'll click inside my document. Now in my layer window, I'm going to add a new layer. And I'll put the white on top, and I'll hit B for brush. I'll set my opacity to 100% for my brush, and I'll return the brush mode back to normal. And I'll just vary the size of my brush and come up with some graphic representation of a cloud. And once I have one, I'll marquee selected. And like the white stripes, going to the Move tool, which is V, I'll hold down the Option and the Shift and drag a number of copies across my document. Now that I have the clouds, I'm going to delete the background. I'm going to save this as a .png to keep the alpha information in the back.